talking long-term with Jim Wyckoff today on Technically Speaking. Morning, Jim. So nice to see you this Monday.
Good morning, Daniela.
So Jim, as I mentioned, we usually focus on the short term, but today I'd like to get your long-term perspective for gold.
Very good, Daniela. Just real quickly, from a shorter term perspective, we have seen gold prices trending higher for the past 3 weeks from that September low. But importantly, from a longer term perspective, and I get I get several questions from Kitco readers saying, well, why do you talk about the day-to-day market moves when, I'm an investor and, the fluctuations are minuscule? What traders of all time frames need to do is keep in mind that there are different time frames that traders trade. For example, a trader of gold on a short-term basis does need to know about those day-to-day price fluctuations because he needs to learn about entry points and stop placement and such, whereas the longer-term investor probably doesn't care so much about the day-to-day price moves, but more interested in the longer-term price trends. Talking about the longer-term technical posture, I just filed a special on www.kitco.com that focuses on the longer-term technical perspective in gold. And if you look at the longer-term chart for gold, the longer-term monthly chart, we do see that prices have been trending higher for the past 10 years. Solid uptrend in place. No longer-term technical clues to suggest a market top is in place. And the path of least resistance on a longer-term basis remains sideways to higher.
So what's your advice for investors out there, Jim?
Well, on a shorter-term basis, the market's kind of choppy, but the near-term trend is still sideways to higher. And for those longer-term investors, if you're a buy and hold guy in gold and you have bought in the past several months, you have to be feeling pretty good right now.
All right, moving on over to silver. What's your long-term forecast for the metal?
Not quite so positive on the silver market. Silver just does not hold the safe haven allure that gold does. However, that being said, silver is going to be a follower of the gold market. So if gold embarks on another strong move higher, you're going to see some spillover buying into that silver market too.
So not so bullish on silver, Jim.
Correct. And the one thing I would point out too, Daniela, it's going to take a move in nearby COMEX gold futures prices below $1,500 an ounce to produce any significant longer-term technical damage to begin to suggest that a major market top is in place.
Jim, would the situation in Europe have any impact on silver prices?
Well, silver is more of an industrial metal. And if you see the European Union situation deteriorate and you see stock markets start to melt down again, then a negative impact on the silver market just because of the demand prospects for the industrial side of silver.
All right, Jim, really great thoughts today. Thank you.
Anytime, Daniela.
And thank you for watching. You can email me your comments and questions at newsfeedback@kitco.com. For Kitco News, I'm Daniela Cambone.